So I was initially not going to make this video, but the more I read it, I just have to share it because it's so good. So I'm going to share a Facebook message with you that I got a couple days ago. Do you know how low and pathetic you are? What the hell is wrong with you? Do you have nothing better to do with your sorry excuse for life? You think it's fun to ruin people's reputations and make up lies? Great start. You just keep spreading your toxic lies like you're some kind of expert. I am not a scammer. My downline and I work hard every damn day to make a living, and I have nothing to hide. You're just jealous and bitter because you can't achieve half of what I've accomplished. I'm done being a victim of your disgusting behavior. If you don't stop running your mouth and tarnishing my name, I'll make sure you pay. I'm gonna get my lawyer involved and we'll see how much you enjoy being sued. This is your final warning. Cease and desist. She tried to write cease and desist, but she wrote cease and desist. Cease and desist immediately. Delete all your videos and apologize publicly for spreading lies. If you don't, you'll see just how serious I am about protecting my reputation. Get a life, get some morals, and stay the hell away from me and my business. Consider yourself warned. Oh, Jesus Christ. So listen, first up, I don't think you have a lawyer, and that's coming from someone who does. And even if you did and you were trying to sue me, I'm going to teach you a little something. You would be suing for defamation, which is extremely hard to do in Canada, by the way. 3 things need to happen if you're going to sue someone for defamation. Number 1, it has to be communicated to one other person. Number 2, you would have to prove that the communication is defamatory, so it would lower your reputation in the eyes of any reasonable person. And number 3, most importantly, you have to prove that the communication referred to you specifically. Babe, this is all anonymous data, and you want to know the funniest part? You're not even in it. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot you existed. I didn't even think to check up on you. You are not in my spreadsheet. Do you want to be? I can add you. No, just kidding. I don't want to get in a fight with your imaginary lawyer. It pains me to say this, but this series has unfortunately come to an end because I have received a very, very real cease and desist letter. No, I'm just kidding. It is the fakest piece of shit I've ever seen, and I'm very excited to show you. Now, at about noon yesterday, my friends and family are all sitting around on the couch, chatting, having a good time, and I pick up my phone because I've gotten an email to my business email account. I'm a music teacher. I have a business email. It's on my business cards and on my website and everything, so anyone can find it. There it is. It's from big lawyer man Ben McCarthy. Now, big lawyer man Ben McCarthy does not exist because the only Ben McCarthys I could find practicing law anywhere in the world were in like Boston and Australia, and I don't think either of them sent me this email. But let me show you what's inside. Dear Kelsey, I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing to you as the legal representative of my client to address a matter of utmost concern. Blah-de-blah-de blah. This goes on for ever. It's a really long email, but my favorite part is at the bottom where it says right here, Ben McCarthy, McCarthy and Associates. Look at how that's spelled. Double C. But look what's up here. 1 C. Isn't it weird, Ben McCarthy, that you'd spell your own name wrong? I'm sorry, I've got a really weird energy today because fake lawyer was not a chapter I envisioned in this saga. But I'm not staking everything on the fact that I personally think this is a fake lawyer. So take a look at this. Blah, 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 real sounding. The following statements have been identified as defamatory. What statements? I am 90% sure that this girl got ChatGPT to write her a cease and desist letter and then just didn't fill in the blanks. And I say that pretty confidently because I went on ChatGPT after to test my theory, and after feeding it a few different prompts, I got it to out a piece of paper that looked almost identical to that one. But listen, if your name's Ben McCarthy of McCarthy and Associates, contact me right now because I have a name of someone you can take to court for impersonating you. If anyone was wondering, the actual email address it came from was like benmccarthyrandomnumber@gmail.com, which is just so real. Also, the girl who I'm pretty sure invented Ben McCarthy just had a gender reveal live on Facebook the other day, and she's having a girl. Congratulations! I would like to officially submit this name for consideration. Welcome back to Boss Babe Bingo, a game I invented where I assume you sell an MLM based on something you left in my comment section, and if I'm right, I get a popsicle.
I've been using this eye cream. It's done wonders for me. It's made by a company called Rodan and Fields. Have you heard of them, Brian?
Welcome back to Boss Babe Bingo, a game I invented where I assume you sell an MLM based on something you left in my comment section, and if I'm right, I get a popsicle. Good news, if you think you're a beauty influencer, I've got a great popsicle-themed MLM for you to join. Oh, 1 sec. You know me, I am all about education, so here is another list of things that are not MLMs for clarification. Seasonal pillows from Winners, not an MLM. Citrus-themed kitchenware, not an MLM. Rooster-themed kitchenware, didn't used to be an MLM, but it is now. Glad 74-liter black garbage bags, not an MLM. Barn owls are not an MLM, but snowy owls are. Watch out for those. Bears are an MLM, but not for the reason you think. Last time I said that oranges weren't an MLM, and a lot of you asked about orange juice, and I'm glad you asked. I did some research, and orange juice is an MLM. And last but not least, Utah is an MLM, but Saskatchewan is not, unless you live in Weyburn. Just kidding, Weyburn. Sorry for the drive-by. That's what I call getting way burnt. Live from my kayak in this beautiful Canadian lake, it's a special edition of Pyramid Scheme Spreadsheets. I recently expanded the dataset outside of my town and started counting people all over Saskatchewan. The data sheet now has 531 people included on it, and I am very excited to show you what I've found. And it's July 4th, so I finally get to say, Happy Canada Day, America. As a quick reminder, all of this information is publicly available and 100% anonymous. If you want to know more about the way I collected the data, pause to read. We're going to film the rest of this at home, though. Bye, Lake. Okay, we're home. So first off, I want to give a very special shout out to Nick Powers, who helped me power through some of the errors I was encountering in this last spreadsheet. If you're just here because you're a data nerd like me, please go give him a follow. He is currently doing a really cool series on cities in the US and their crime statistics. Also, that girl who messaged me and was like, spreadsheets are about me, I'm going to send my lawyer, and it turns out she wasn't even on them. A lot of you were asking if I was going to add her this time around, and honestly, I meant to. I just kind of ran out of time and I forgot she existed. Again. Now, in case you didn't pause to read earlier, this spreadsheet contains 531 girls from across the province of Saskatchewan, and they are in the top 9 most prevalent MLMs in this province. Now, that may not be an actual true number. A lot of people don't advertise their stuff with the hashtags. It's not a completely, sound way of trying to find data. I'm really just scouring the internet. And also, this chart is for you. And disclaimer, there was going to be a top 10, but number 10 ended up being It Works. And you may know from another video, I don't feel comfortable reporting on It Works because I have a pretty rough personal history with it. And in the data collection world, that's what we call a bias. All right, let's get into it. Congratulations, you were the top 9 home cooks in Canada. We start off strong with Arbonne. Arbonne was also the most common in my hometown too, which is kind of funny that it's all across Saskatchewan. We have Plexus, Mary Kay, Herbalife, Amway. I had to look up what Amway was, didn't know it. Sensi, Monet, and Beachbody and Rodin and Fields heading up the rear. You may remember in the smaller data set, we found a pretty significant link between married women and pyramid schemes, and boy, that trend has not dissipated as we've expanded. Those are some pretty high numbers. This is a very similar looking chart tracking which boss babes had kids at the start of the MLMs. They're all pretty high. Sensi's a little lower than everyone else, but I want to bring attention to the 4 highest ones. Plexus, Herbalife, Amway, and Beachbody. I did some research. I found a common link between all of them. They all push their weight loss lines pretty hard. Am I saddened by this? Yes. But am I shocked? No, I'm not. There were hundreds of people in my comment section saying that MLMs like these had reached out to them literally days after they had their child, telling them that they probably could use the weight loss supplements they were selling. Someone even commented that they were in a grocery store with their 3-day-old buying diapers, and someone stopped them, told them that they looked fat, and gave them their business card. So this doesn't surprise me. Here we track the percentage of women in each MLM that are stay-at-home moms. I'm going to bring your attention to Mary Kay, which is a little lower, just to point out that Mary Kay is an older MLM, and a lot of the women I found were kind of 50 to 60 range, so don't have kids at home. Stay-at-home mom doesn't really apply to them here, but it does to a few. But that's not really what you're interested in, is it? It wasn't what I was interested in either. I wanted to know what the rest of these were. If someone's not a stay-at-home mom, what is their career? Because we know it ain't their MLM. Boom, there it is. I'm going to leave this on the screen for a bit because there's a lot of information here. So blue is our stay-at-home moms, green is healthcare, gray is education, yellow is anything else that they may have put on their profile, and red are the ones that didn't report anything publicly. I couldn't find out what they did for a living. Now, I know healthcare and education are both very vague categories. Are they nurses? Are they teachers? I didn't want to really pry and see exactly what they did. I could have looked them up, but I mean, that kind of crosses the line into what you have on your public profile into actually stalking someone, and we're not about that. But I think it does shed some light on why people fall into MLMs. Healthcare workers and educational workers are some of the most overworked and underpaid people in any province, and especially in Saskatchewan. Also, just a quick anecdote, a good portion of the other category was food service, and as someone who bartended for a long time, I saw MLMs constantly come in and sweep through restaurants one by one. You'd have one restaurant that was totally focused on Arbonne, and then people would realize it's a scam, and then it would move on to the Applebee's down the street. It was kind of funny. Are you ready for my favorite chart though? Because it is phenomenal. Listen, I'm not going to say my hypothesis was correct, but I am going to say it was flawless. What is that? What is with boy moms? Why did I know it would be this? Why did you all know it would be this? What? Someone explain to me. And don't worry, I compared it against actual gender ratios. I went back 10 years on the Statistics Canada website, okay? This does not make sense. I mean, it does though. But why? And that's our show, folks. This is your weekly reminder to lock down your socials, because literally anyone can find you if you have everything publicly available, especially if they have 50 milligrams of Vyvanse and a hatred for scams.